Hey guys, welcome to the recap of the NRL's Magic Round, Round 8. I was lucky enough to go to the Saturday games if you did see my vlog, or you could say unlucky enough. Before I kick this off though, I did get these NRL trading cards. I might try and get some more. I got 2 packets, let's check out what I got. So in the first packet, let's check it out. First one I can see is Jordan Kahu. Let's check it out from the back. We'll go back to front. So I think you get quite a few cards in these actually, does it say? Yeah, 10 cards per pack. So we've got Jordan Kahu from the Broncos. Jordan Kahu. Next up we got Lachlan Lewis from the Bulldogs. Next up we've got Daniel Saifidi from the Newcastle Knights. Next up we've got Curtis Scott, who had a cracker of a game against the Eels for the Melbourne Storm. Next up we've got Jake Friend from the Sydney Roosters. Would be a rare card. I mean, all these other cards are just normal like this, and this one's like holographic. I'll have to check that out. Jake Friend. Adam Blair from the New Zealand Warriors. Damien Cook from the South Sydney Rabbitohs. He's a very good one. Gareth Widdop, who is unfortunately injured at the moment for the St. George Illawarra Dragons. I like that there's a bunch of different... Maybe there's one for every team. Checklist. Parramatta Eels checklist. I don't know what that one is, but it's got the Eels, some of them, and Matthew Scott from the Cowboys. That's the first pack. The second packet, Newcastle Knights kick it off with Mitchell Pearce, who is in great form at the moment at the Knights, pushing them to some good wins. Retiring soon, we have Paul Gallen from Cronulla Sharks. Jared Croker, who is the leading goal kicker for the Raiders, I believe of all time. He got a record the other day. Kenny Bromwich from the Melbourne Storm. Joey Leilua, which looks like he's another rare one from the Raiders. That looks cool, like the Jake Friend. The Startons for the New Zealand Warriors. Oh wait, Startons, Nathan Cleary. Now that looks cool, doesn't it? Cartoon version of Cleary, like a caricature. Tohu Harris from the Warriors. Sam Burgess, who I'm going to be speaking about in this video. Cooper Cronk, oh here we go, we're getting some good players. Cooper Cronk from the Roosters. And Matt Duffy from the Dragons to top it off. So they are the 20 cards that I did receive from a local store. Maybe I'll start collecting these. Let's get into the recap. Oh, and I got Reese's phone to help me because I can't remember all the scores. Okay, so the first game was the Titans against the Sharks. The Titans really turned up for this match, and I think it was 18-6 at halftime to the Titans, but the Sharks came away with a win here, 26 points to 18. I think Josh Morris had one of his best games, not just this season, in recent years. I thought he was a really good player. Tyrone Peachey made a lot of errors for the Titans, but he came good towards the end and got a try for himself. In my opinion, both teams are really good, and it's good for the Sharks to get a couple wins. The next game saw the West Tigers up against the Penrith Panthers. The West Tigers absolutely flogging them 30 points to 4. The Panthers were really woeful week after week. They've been disappointing and I couldn't tip them. I tipped the Tigers by 12. There was a try to the Tigers in the 4th, 5th, 7th, 10th and 17th minute. They scored 5 tries within 12 minutes. Props to this side. They came out firing. They showed Ivan Cleary that they're not happy with the decision of him leaving, but Michael Maguire is a better fit for this team and he's working with them. Easton Masters really needs to improve on his kicking game, otherwise it would have been a higher scoreline, but as a player and scoring tries, line breaks, things like that, he's really good. Props to the Tigers, they'll take a lot of confidence next week. The next one was the Manly Sea Eagles up against the Brisbane Broncos. Manly led at half time, but they weren't able to hold on to this one. They lost the game 26 points to 10. The Broncos really came out firing in the second half. It was all Manly defence in the first half, but I gotta say, I'm not too big of a fan of him, but Darius Boyd had a really, really good game for the Broncos throughout this match. Payne Haas is stepping up as a player, but no, I think that, yeah, Darius Boyd, cracker of the match. As for the Seagulls, they were hit with a lot of injuries, and we'll have to see who's in and who's out for this week. But yeah, a lot of injuries came from this Magic Round. The next game saw the Bulldogs up against the Newcastle Knights. The Knights to make it 3 wins in a row here, 22 points to 10. Now, in my opinion, the Knights deserved the win. They were the better team, and I'm happy that they did win. But that late Kalyn Ponga try, I think, was a bit of bad refereeing. I think Mitchell Pearce did knock on the ball. If you've rewatched it, I've rewatched it. Lovely to see a try right in front of me by Ponga, but I just don't think it was fair. The final score should have been 16-10 Knights, in my opinion. Yeah, the Dogs, really woeful. Remus Smith, as week after week, he's a great player for the team. And Kieran Foran, he had a good game as well. He was denied a try, which could have turned the tables at that moment. But yeah, it was the first game of Saturday. The next game saw New Zealand Warriors beat the St George Dragons. This was all the Dragons in the first half, 18 points to 6. Zach Lomax really stood up playing on the wing or in the centres. I think it was the centres in this game, scoring a try. And Jai Field on debut for Corey Norman is a big player to look out for. He looked threatening, and his first NRL try was really good to watch. As for the Warriors though, as a team, they just were able to break through the Dragons' defence and get a nice win here, 26 points to 18. I didn't expect this. They normally do have a pretty good record against the Dragons. They won a couple games. I think it's about a half and half. But the Warriors are going to take a lot of confidence into this next game against Penrith. And yeah, I think this game is a bit of an upset. First of all, I do want to apologise for my language the other night. Probably wasn't the best way to handle the situation, so I do apologise to everyone who enjoyed my channel and watched that video. Melbourne Storm defeated the Parramatta Eels 64 points to 10. To explain the situation better though, going into this game I hated this ref, and everyone who is a Parramatta fan should know that Henry Perenara does not like our side. After this game I decided to look up. Our win record against him is 32%, which is fairly low. As we're not a great team, we should be getting wins like that, but we never win with him as ref. He was rejected a contract back when he was a player, and he holds this grudge against the Eels, but I don't want to get into it. I was rude, that was my fault. 11 tries to 2. Now, Maiko Sivo did score a try, which was one of my tips for the week, so that was good to see. Parramatta just didn't turn up. They tried, from the first 10 minutes, they really tried their best. Storm were too good, but the refereeing really on and off, in my opinion. I'm gonna leave it here because it makes me angry. But obviously 11 tries, you've got, I think Josh Addo-Carr didn't get a hat-trick, he had 2. Cameron Munster, first try. But Curtis Scott, as I said, he was a standout player for the Melbourne Storm. And I haven't seen too much of Ryan Pappenhausen that I've liked, but I think he played really good as well. Cameron Smith converted 9 out of 11 goals, and Will Chambers in his 200 match in the last minute. Anyway, let's move on from that game on to the next one. Next up saw the Sydney Roosters play the Canberra Raiders. It was all the Roosters for about 20 minutes to go, 30 points to 12. And then the Raiders came out firing. Jack Whiten had a really, really good game in my opinion. He was my player to look out for. The Roosters ended up taking away the win, 30 points to 24. God, this game was close, and the Raiders did almost send this game into golden point, but the try was denied as a forward pass. Latrell Mitchell getting a double. He also went off with an injury. He came back on later, so we'll have to see how that goes. Tupou has a concussion, and Boyd Cordner has an injury as well. Yeah, shit, I didn't expect this result. I expected the Raiders to lose by more than this, but they're going to take a lot of confidence into this against the Rabbitohs. They're looking so good this year. They were able to break through the Roosters side and add these points close to the end, but they just couldn't come away with the win. And the last game of the round saw the Rabbitohs taking on the Cowboys to end Suncorp's magic round. Rabbitohs won this game 32 points to 16. First try scorer, Sam Burgess. I should have put money on it because I did pick him as a try scorer this week. I said it earlier in my video. So I didn't get Kyle Felt, unfortunately, for the Cowboys. Justin O'Neill ended up scoring 2 tries as well as Top Opachuk, whatever his name is. Damien Cook, though, he is a player who's on fire. He's no doubt going to play Origin. He was a standout in this match. He scored lots of points on Supercoach as well. I love how there's always a penalty or a field goal when the Rabbits play the Cowboys in the last 3 matches straight. That is what has happened, and that is what happened in this one. It was 16-30, and then the penalty was given out. Overall, though, I think Magic Ground was a success. I am upset that my team lost. Let's leave it there. Let's leave it in Brisbane. I fly back tonight, and I will be doing my predictions tomorrow. But I had a great time up here. I did lots of things. Go and check out the On Vacation vlog. Hope you guys have enjoyed these videos, and yeah, I'll see you guys in my predictions.